All right. Let's see. Okay, cool. We're live. Let me get this all over the Twitter Spaces since I gotta meet that. Everybody's wanting to talk about some practice data. Let's probably need that. Give me a second here. We'll get into it. Oh man, you guys are ready to go. I already got viewers. Thank you very much for getting here. Let me just share all this, and then I guess we can look at the practice data, take questions, complain about Bristol for a while. Let me just share that. I'm doing it solo today because Pierce is not able to be here to break down good old practice data. Get that there. If you guys want to ask anything, what's up, Eagles? Thanks for hopping in. I didn't expect, like, honestly, when I started like this week, I'm not really caring about practice data. I'm not really, yeah, I just really don't care about the data, but we will look through. We can see what we'll learn. Let me get everything squared away, and then I'll bring up the site and everything like that. Here, give me a moment here. All right, cool. Let me get this going here. One second. Here we are. Okay, cool. We're getting people in here. All right, so let's bring that up. Okay, so obviously, go to racefortheprize.com to use the fancy NASCAR spreadsheet that I use and that you need to be using as well. Do you guys want to look at the dirt stuff first, or Cup Series, or just ask me questions? I mean, I'll probably be here for like an hour. You know, man, I had so many people today. They were like, "Hey, can you break down the practice data? Can you break down this?" And I was like, I really didn't plan on it. I meant to just do it in the live show tomorrow, but I got enough people here to break it down. So I'm gonna do whatever you guys want to do. I'll give it a few minutes if you want to break down the truck or Cup Series first, and then obviously tomorrow we have our live show, 5:30 give or take, wherever the last heat, whatever time that ends for the truck series, and then Sunday 10 a.m. is when we're going to be live there. Are you looking at 10 lap? So Andrew, so this is where I'm at. I think, well, first and foremost, I think obviously the track is going to change a ton. From my experience, track changes a lot on dirt, and I'm not looking at practice data. I do not I don't hold any value in the practice data. I really don't. What I'm going to focus on is what the track looks like tomorrow. If for whatever reason it doesn't rain, and especially for Sunday for the Cup Series, since it's going to be so long, like if I expect the track to be as dry and as horrible as it was in these practice sessions, and I would probably look at final practice. But I think it's going to rain. I think the track's going to be totally different. So I'm personally not going to lean a whole lot on the lap data, but we'll certainly look through, see if we can learn anything. Because I think it might be me might be me taking for granted people don't know certain things about dirt racing. Here, we'll focus on the truck series first. So if you go click on the truck series, Pierce has already got all this stuff up, and you'll see us messed around with this tomorrow. And I think I've at least earned the right to put his sheet on my screen and have it not be like me, using somebody else's stuff, because this is what I use anyway. Let's see. So obviously, practice one was completely fresh. And all like I don't understand why the track is absolutely just dry as a bone. Like that's not enjoyable for fans. Any track that I've been at and it ends up being dry like that, they're like, hey, this is not enjoyable for the fans. Way too much dirt. Let actually put some water on, not with some squirt gun of a water truck they're using. But I guess that's besides the point here. So let's see here. Let's really talk about Hailie Deegan. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to talk about this exactly. don't know how I'm going to really break it down. So I'm just going to talk like nobody knows what is going on. I'll just try to explain it the best I can. So the first practice, the track is fresh. It has the most amount of grip it's going to have all day because that was actually when it had the most moisture in it. And so guys came out in the first practice session and obviously, they were goofing around going out there, seeing what the track was like. Hailie Deegan was ripping the high side and, just really slinging the car sideways because that's what I expected her to do. That's what her and Creed did in the off-road truck. She was driving just like that. And, that's how she got the, the fastest speed and the best average. But if you look at the average, so her first lap, obviously getting up to speed on the back straightaway, her fast lap was, lap 4 of that run. And with all these cars getting out there, and even if you look at these, let's go to the very end over here. So I'm assuming 74 was the most, yeah. So this just goes off of, Chase Purdy ran the most amount of laps. He ran 74, and so, the data would show like it's relative to his. So he did 74 laps, so he did the most. If you're looking at like Hailie Deegan, for example, let's really look at her. So she went out first lap, or first round out, like her first run on the track. She does 14 laps and then goes into pit road. And then she goes in, they make a change, and she only does, these 8 laps after that run, and that was it for her. And so really, when you're looking at her average here, this tells me her first run. I'm sorry, I probably should use a mouse. I get too excited when I use the I can't, what? Can you guys not hear me? Let me see. Oh man, give me a second here. I apologize for an echo. Let me just make sure, because it was working before. Let's see. Can I really not hear myself? Oh, I guess I can. Why is it not picking up? Okay. Because I can hear myself. I can hear myself. So I don't know if that's on, if that's you, Michael, because I can hear myself. Yeah. Sorry about that. I just saw that and I was like, oh crap, I hope I'm not talking for 10 minutes and nobody can hear me. But yeah, so Hailie Deegan's first. Let me bring up something here. Let me look here. Give me a second. Because it can be a bit deceiving. I want to see if Bob posted the 15 lap average. Yeah, so we already did. So let's break it down here. Results from practice. Blah blah blah. Give me a moment here. Final truck practice. Give me one more moment to give some of the continuity here. Let's do that. Okay, so let's bring this up because I assume that, of course, hold on. Trying to avoid that, Brandon. What are we doing here? Okay, so here are the 10 lap averages for the first race, and I'm talking to me. Why is it why am I having issues here? Sound is muffled. I don't know. Give me a moment here. Give me one moment, please. I'll be right back. Not enjoyable for the fans. Way too much dirt. Let actually put some water on, not with some squirt gun of a water truck they're using. But I guess that's besides the point here. So let's see here. Let's really talk about Hailie Deegan. All right, I'm back. This should be better now. I unplugged this. It happens every now and then, but I was like, I can hear myself just fine. I'm probably echoing. There we go. All right, sorry about that. So looking at how most people are going to approach 10 lap averages, obviously, as I just stated even before I looked at this, her fastest average was from lap 3 to lap 12. So that was her first run out there. And I don't know if people are like looking at a spreadsheet and they're seeing like the fastest lap times that people are running. I have to try and think of this in a sense of what casuals are going to think. So give me a second here. So like first practice, obviously here's the lap times here for the first practice. And so let's really see who ran their fastest laps when. So early and let's see, every lap's 20 seconds. So Rafael Lessard, ran his give or take, 4 or 5 minutes into the session. Same thing with Tosevar. Deegan did the same thing. Stuart Friesen literally ran his right as soon as he got out, and they never got any faster from that. It's very rare that we see people running their fastest laps deep into their run. So I think we can say, a vast majority of people ran, let's say, 33 laps. Yeah, so a good portion ran here. So this will just show that obviously, the fastest laps happened earlier in the session. If you're trying to gain anything or trying to learn anything from the first practice session, that's why I'm not really. I mean, look, I'll try and answer things that I can. This is data that I don't really care about. If you do want to look at people who ran fast, I would probably look towards. Let's try to find a group of people. I'm gonna assume everybody ran. Let's see. 2 laps here for Creed, probably a scoring issue there. So this is when he went into pit. So let's say at the end of the first run, this is probably where we're at. I think lap 6, right when the track is new, this would show who was the fastest, right when the track started. And so it was Hocevar, Moffitt, Deegan, Ankrum. So I forgot what heat Deegan is in. I think Deegan's in heat 1. So whoever would have the earlier track, like with no cars on it or anything like that, that's who I would run. Not run exactly. If you want to use any data to look at the heat races or to look at the race on Saturday, it would probably be the last practice session. But if you want a good idea of who's going to probably pass people at the start of tomorrow's heat races for the truck series, I'd try and look at who ran faster times when the track was brand new, especially if we get a lot of rain. This is probably the closest we're going to see, even if people were missing on the setup. And so obviously I think Deegan, everybody's agreeing that she's going to be in play in the main race. I imagine she'll get 3 to 4 passes done in the heat race. Self was interesting because Self has popped up running fast laps here and there, so that's interesting for Self. That kind of stands out to me. Friesen, Larson, let's see, I don't really care. Jessica, don't really care there. Harvick's running pretty good. I'll say that in general. Harvick's running fine for, not being a fan of dirt racing or anything like that. Mark Marlar in the hill truck obviously came off the track pretty fast. This is actually his last lap right before he went into pit road on lap 6. That's why I'm kind of counting lap 6 because I'm assuming everybody at least did 3 or 4 laps. I think she starts first in her heat. I guess I'll figure that out tomorrow. Like even the heats, like I don't necessarily care about the heats because obviously we don't have money on them. And the practice 1 was really a wash because it changed so much. You already saw the track really drying out. Within the first 20 minutes of it. So let's see who ran, a good run. I know it was obviously Chase Purdy. Chase was talking up about how he loves this type of racing. Let's see. So obviously I'm looking through this the first time with you guys because you guys want to see it. So let's take a guess. Do we think Chase Purdy ran a lot of long laps in the first session or a lot of short laps? I would say he did a lot of short laps, but let's take a gander and look at good old Chase Purdy here. So 2 laps, scoring issue. We can probably give him, a 10-lap run here. Probably, because he was probably caught up by somebody on the bottom. Because otherwise he'd have 2 slow laps. Like if he went into pit right here, either this lap would be, his coming up to speed lap because it didn't count, when he entered pit road, or like he didn't pit here. So I'm assuming he checked up for somebody either entering the pit, either entering the race lane, either entering the track or not. And so I would probably say he probably did, we could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll give Chase a good 15 lap. I bet you that's on his laps here. So where's good old Chase at? Chase Purdy, 4 to 13. Bam, exactly. So we know he at least did, 10 laps to start off. right there. He goes into pit, comes out, runs 2 laps. Obviously does not like the track or something going on here. Goes back out. He does, 5 laps, not either really liking. Let's see. He's far in. I have to imagine this is probably 30 minutes into practice session because he's already been in twice and they've made adjustments. So we're probably 30 minutes into practice. Let's see. Did 4 laps, went back, made a change. Did 3 laps, went in, made a change again. Oh, probably a yellow. These are probably yellow laps. That's probably. This right here is probably the first yellow, so that's what it is. That's why he's not pitting. So this is a pit. This one is a yellow. Let's see if he pits here. Still under yellow. This must have been... Who racked in the first? This may have been Stuart Friesen's and Bubba here. I'm guessing that's what it is. So if that's the case, he pitted right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he did 2 long runs in this, so he got to at least see what the track did. Probably a scoring issue there. Loop data didn't get him here. Pitted there. This may have been the wreck that we had late in that. Anyway, so at least Chase was out there running laps. I think that's one thing that we can take away from Chase. I don't know if we can really take anything other than how many laps he ran. Let's zoom out a little bit here. I'll zoom back in. I just want to see how many guys did laps. And so let's see, end finger's looking all right. So Enfinger ran long laps as well in the first practice, so that showed that he was already comfortable. He didn't really have to mess around a whole lot. He went out, did a few laps, pitted, came back out, and then he started running, 8-lap run here, or 9 or whatever it is. Let me get back to Enfinger. Yellow pitted, so he did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he did, like an 8-lap run, pitted, came back out, did another 8 laps, made an adjustment, came out, ran around another 8 laps, pitted, yellows, and finished the run with a 12-lap run here, although probably messed up by yellows in that. So at least in the first practice right now, we can see that Purdy was comfortable right off the bat. I'd argue that Grant Enfinger was comfortable right off the bat. Let's see who else. Obviously, Haley Deegan was fast. Stuart Friesen, let's really dive into him, see what he did right off the bat. Started with 12 laps. It's probably his first average here. Where's Friesen at? What is he? 52. Where is Friesen here? Did I skip him? There's Jessica. Where's the other Friesen? Gosh, I hate looking at these PDFs because I would just Control F and look for Friesen. Dude, I can't find the 52 car. Oh my gosh. Where the hell is Friesen at? Did he not run a 10-lap? I could have swore he did. Well, okay, that's interesting. See, I mean, if I would pay attention. That was 8 laps. He did. Oh, well, I could just look there. He didn't even run a 10-lap average. I was curious to see what he was here. Let's just see real quick here. He's around 90s on average, a little bit slower than his best. That's why I hate looking through dirt data, because you really don't learn much of anything. Any questions? Didn't run. Yep, there you go. What about Chris Buescher, Bubba Wallace? I don't think Buescher, was he in? I don't think he's running the truck. We can look at Bubba. Bubba was pretty dang slow. He was pretty slow. I think it's the equipment that he's in, really. I don't know if that truck is good enough. Let's look at Bubba's first practice. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ran 8 laps, pitted. Hit again. 2. Bubba wasn't really happy with that car. Ran a, let's see, 10 lap run around here. Still kind of slow. Not really, I mean, he's not even at the 90s. He's really off the pace here. Because even guys deep in their run, they're running, 87s, 85s, even late in, where was, we'll use this one, blank. Purdy, where you at, Purdy? So late in his run, late in the track for Purdy, he's running 83s, 85s, 84s. So maybe Bubba ran this one later in the session based on where his speed is. But he's still slow, man. He's still running 83s, 84s, 83s, 82s, 83s. So he's, let's say, I'd probably argue that Bubba's running these right around the same time that Purdy is running these. And Purdy's still quicker. He's still hitting the 84s. He's nearly getting to 85s. Hitting 83s, occasionally. But looking through here, Bubba was struggling in the first practice, certainly later in the day. That's why he's so much slower. That's why they basically started as 90 across the line, and they're at like 82s. Yeah, Bubba's a bit slower late in that. Let's see. Finally, a decent ride. Okay. That's really all I'm gaining from the first practice. Let's look at practice number 2, a little bit more realistic for the race. Let's see, Ryan Newman running absolutely nothing. So I would say that Newman, let's see, when I gotta find these now. I would argue that Newman's probably the happiest with his car for the truck race out of anyone. I could just tell that by the eyeball test. You could see that Newman was extremely happy with how his car was running. Let's get the second practice data here. Blah, blah, blah. Open that up. Open that up. All right, so this is final practice. So Newman, 2 to 12. Right off the bat, early in the session, ran stupid quick, and that's why he has the best average. And so like for me, yeah, sure, obviously Newman was fast, but he didn't. I wish I could go back. I don't really care enough to go back to see where he ran it. I would assume he probably ran it 10 laps, around 10 laps into this practice session, because he was probably still getting out of his cup car actually no, it was race up. So yeah, Newman ran this right at the start of the session, because yeah, they had NASCAR race up, so they were prepping the track. So he probably went out there right off the bat and ran these, which is why he had the fastest speed. And so if you're looking at, top 10 average speed, best speed in practice, obviously practice number 2 is going to have Ryan Newman, but that's not necessarily because he's the fastest car there. It's just that, he happened to go out there and just run these laps right off the bat. Looking at Harvick, I know Harvick was out there more, and he was complaining that he couldn't get it to turn late in practice. So let's see here. Started with a 9-lap run, pitted. Did a 7-lap run, probably didn't like what he was seeing here. Pit again, and that's pretty much all he wrote for that. Let's see, when did Harvick run his I don't even know, what is he, in the 17? I'm pretty sure he's in the 17 car. I don't think he ran 10 laps either. Why am I wasting my time looking at that? When he didn't run 10 laps. Truex Jr. I mean, this is why this stuff is just absolutely useless. Let's see. Let's try and find guys who did long rounds. So obviously Chase. Let's What did Chase start with in the first practice session, and what did he do in the second one here? And we can talk about tires. If you guys got tire questions, rubber questions, I can talk to you about that. So obviously, first practice session, Chase Purdy's flying, you know, across the line. Actually, I need to keep that. You know, his first run right here, 91 miles per hour across the line. Dropped off to, you know, around 89, 90.1 at the start of practice number 2. Chase is barely hitting 84, and so the track, you know, really slowed late in the race. And I think that's really what we're going to see in the race tomorrow and in the Cup Series race, is just that this track is not going to be fast because they're determined to run this race on asphalt because they are not watering the damn track. Chase didn't run as many laps here as he did in the other one, but he's still running quicker times. And the way that I'm looking at that is obviously he probably a yellow there. He pitted. I assume they made a change, probably took him 10 minutes. So his first run was probably within the first 10, 15 minutes of practice, number 1. Second one was probably 30 minutes, 35 minutes into practice session. And he's still running decent times, you know, 84, high 84s, nearly 85s. If you look at other people as they got later in the run, a lot of guys ran a lot of laps here. A lot of guys in 83s, 81s, 82s, a lot of 82s. Maybe Chase ran this a bit earlier because a lot of guys are in 82s, 81s deep in the run. And even with this, I mean, the truck guys didn't have another set of tires. So everybody ran these in the same set of tires they ran the first practice session with. So let's see how bad the fall off was. Who did the most amount of laps? It's probably Creed, Zane Smith. I wonder if that's GMS telling him to do the same, because that's a bit interesting. So you have Zane Smith and Creed dumb lucking into 71. How many did they do the first time? I'm curious. Did Creed did 51? What did Zane do? He did 40. This is interesting. So if you look at the data, I don't know, maybe Chase, Purdy's in a GMS truck as well. That's interesting. So GMS is running extremely long runs. They're putting a lot of laps on the same tire. So that's interesting. So let's really compare Creed and Zane, because they're going to be a good indicator of how this track was. So he pits on 14. They ran the same. Oh my god. Now see, this is when I get excited. So I assume GMS, I don't know if Purdy pitted on the same time. Let's see if I can find Purdy again. I don't want to click off of that. Where the hell is Purdy at? Purdy pitted on lap 15. I don't know if that's a yellow or not. Interesting. Either way, Zane Smith and Creed, I would assume GMS is probably on the same strategy between the drivers. So they both did 12 laps on their first run. They both pit. Probably went out around the same time. And let's see. Let's continue. Apologize. Okay, so let's look at Zane and Creed, because they're going to really show us where this track went. So let's see. After the first pit, they're on lap 14. They come out. Zane, obviously. Let's see here. Anything we can learn here? Scoring issue here. Really slow here. He didn't pit though. He did pit here. Zane did basically another 10 laps. Probably. I don't know what happened here. Wish we could go and see what happened there. Creed ran about 11. They go into pit. So you can really line these up here. This has to be under yellow. Is it? I wonder if this is when. This may have been that red flag. When, I forgot who it was. Heifer, whatever his name was, hit the inside wall. Because it seemed like they didn't want to they didn't want to pit. And it stayed yellow, so that may have been the instant there. Maybe I'm looking too much into that. So yeah, it may have been that. So I'm going to assume he didn't pit here. I'm going to assume this is the red flag. Or maybe he did pit. Either way. Say from 16 to 40. He may have only pitted once there, so he did like a 20-lap run. GMS is really looking to this is something that I would look at. So at least GMS as a team, Creed, Zane Smith, Purdy, Rafael Lessard was fast, but I don't think he ran as many laps as his GMS counterparts. They're probably not different. Let's see here. He did as well. So it looks like GMS as a team is, how many did Ankrum do? Ankrum did 46, the least amount of the GMS boys. He's probably pitting way more. I think he was having way more issues. Yeah, so he pitted there. 18. So Ankram's struggling the most out of GMS guys, but yeah, GMS as a whole really went out and tried. So let's. I guess I need to answer questions as well. I'll answer questions and I'll get back to the whole GMS stuff. Yeah, sorry about the start, guys. I sent him. Let's see here. Bubba ain't a dirt track driver. He ain't. And I mean that Eldora race that he won. I mean, look, this ain't the dirt track racing that I'm exactly used to. Like I'm used to much, wetter tracks, not necessarily mud bowls, but tracks that offer way more moisture in their car. Let's see here. The teams with more historic dirt backgrounds, do you think they will be able to gain? I don't know if it's the teams. I do think the drivers will be able to save the tires more. So let's talk about that really quick. So I even mentioned this in the Monday show that Hoosier ran into the same issue, that they are, burning the tires up and really using and abusing the tires. And I thought for sure that Goodyear would, be aware of that. Like even when they first designed the tire that they're running here, I assumed that they were going to be. I know Eldora and this track isn't the same, but this is really the only dirt tire that Goodyear is making. I think they made sprint car tires way back when, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I thought for sure Goodyear would be like, okay, well, we want our tires to be very similar to the way the Eldora tires were at the end of the race, to where they still had the tread. They weren't being used. They weren't being torn up a whole lot. And I know Clint Boyer on the broadcast said that this compound is hard. But if it was hard, it wouldn't be rubbing away that quickly, after 30 laps or whatever. And so I'm really shocked by the amount of tire wear. Like I expected tire wear, but how fast these tires are being used, that's showing that the temperature that this track is creating on the Goodyear tires, both in the Truck Series and in the Cup Series, is way more than Goodyear anticipated. And hearing that they don't have a plan for that, like, that baffles me. Like, some Mexican trash like myself can anticipate tire wear, and these rocket scientists at NASCAR can't, or Goodyear can't. Like, now they're talking about, are we going to allow the teams to take tires? So, like, what was the plan before? Like, if somebody blows a tire in a stage, and since you don't have your pit crew there, like, were they just out of the race? Like, how is this not brought up? Why is this even an issue? Like, it shouldn't be an issue that tires are wearing. It's an issue that NASCAR doesn't have a plan for that. Like, they don't have a plan for pit stops in between the stages. And I was unaware that they were that unprepared. Like, that's shocking to me. That makes absolutely no sense. Like, of course it's going to wear more. If you looked at how the Bristol Dirt Nationals were, they wore a lot. This is putting way more load on the tires than Eldora did. I don't understand that at all. Let's see. It depends on how they run. Well, they can't groove the tires, sadly. So they're just running they're running sticker tires basically. So even So first, obviously you have that tire, and then obviously, like if you're familiar with how we groove tires in the dirt track world, you normally get a grinder and you grind off that slime from the mold that the tires are made in from wherever they're at. So you usually grind them first, then you groove them. And so here, these tires are just basically sticker tires as they ran out of door. And so not only do you have that that slick grime on the very edge of the tires when you first enter the track, now you got like a really soft compound. Like that's what it's looking like to me, that this tire is just going away. I know it's not blistering, but they're just burning through the rubber 30 laps into this. Let's see. I don't know. I've never messed with Hoosier tires. I've only messed with American Racer. Let's see. What is that? Well, yeah, Matthew, the starting positions are determined by the heat races tomorrow. This isn't necessarily the live before lock, video. This is just me kind of talking because I had a lot of people asking about the practice data and what I'm looking at, which is, yet again, I'm not really looking at any of this stuff because I think the track's going to be different. But we can still look through. So what have we learned so far? GMS. I wish the only way we could really look at tire data is if a reporter, God forbid they do their job and actually report something. But it'd be nice if somebody could go down and take a picture of the right rear tire for every single team, and that would help us determine, who's saving tires and who isn't. They're not doing that. But right now, I would imagine that GMS is preparing their cars for the long run because their guys are running the most amount of laps. Obviously, Kligerman ran some longer laps in practice 2. I'm on practice 1. So in practice 2, obviously, we're seeing the most amount of laps ran out of the GMS crew. Jessica Friesen trying to get all the track time she can get. Can't really take that out. Let's see. When did JR crash? So he crashed right off the bat here. So he crashed on his 9th lap. So he was probably just trying to push it. I know, yet again, we didn't get a good camera shot because Fox only has 2 available cameras. So he must have gotten loose, probably out of a corner, overcorrected, hit the inside wall, entering that corner. That's what I can determine. But where was he in terms of 4th laps? I know this won't be exact, but let's just see where he was running. So let's see where he at in good old JR. So he was inside the top 10 when he wrecked, at least in terms of speed. Interesting. I know JR did that like in the middle of the practice session too. So that's interesting. Let's see. American League. Look, man, American Racer, USRA, modifieds, and stock cars. That's all I got experience with. So I've heard that American Racer is pretty horrible. I have no experience with other guys, so I can't really talk trash here. I was watching. Oh, well, hello, Pierce. Welcome here. If he's asleep and you want to chit chat, let me know. We'll hop on your channel because I'm on OBS here. But Pierce, you weren't here. I've determined that the only good data we can take away from the practice sessions is that GMS is designing their cars for the long run. Like GMS was running the most amount of laps as a team, as a unit, seeing what the cars were doing because Sheldon Creed and big nope. Sheldon Creed. I just went blank on the other idiot. Zane Smith, those guys are running longer runs, and they're basically pretty identical. They're pretty mirroring each other. Like they did like a 10-lap run, 14-lap run, and things of that nature. But other than that, I'm not really seeing anything. So, that's something I did learn. I don't know, you had it muted, so you didn't hear my reaction, but I was like, oh, I found something. And it's GMS is as a team, they're trying to see what their cars are doing. Rafael Lessard struggled a little bit. Tyler Ingram, probably the worst in the team there, but that's really about it. Really not. I mean, Spencer Boyd, he keeps pitting. Like, this is where it's deceiving for a lot of people. Because he goes out, runs a few laps, he's slow, pits, comes back, probably under yellow. This has to be when JR wrecked, because everybody else on the track had those 4 laps. Like they wrecked and they had that yellow. Everybody who was on the track seems to have these 4 laps of really short. Sterling will be going live around 5:30 Eastern, around the end of the first, or around the end of the last, we're going live at the end of truck heats. And so it's fluid. I have it set to go live at 5:35 Eastern. We might start a bit sooner, a bit later, but it'll be around there. And I'll rewatch the cup queuing later, probably tomorrow. The only thing I'll pay attention to is how the track changes. Let's see, can I notice anything else here? Kligerman, let's see Kligerman's data here. Let's see let's see if he's doing any runs. Long run, started with 14 laps. Did 10. That yellow that I was talking about. So he stayed on track. This is nice. This is cool to see. 24 laps. Basically did a 20-lap run there. Let's see if that's indicated by his best lap average here. Where you at, Parker? 75. So he'll be 8th. 2 to 11. So going back, everybody ran their fastest average there, but I just want to see if it was on that. So Kligerman's running long. It's actually really good. If you want to compare, let me look at Kligerman's first practice here. Kligerman ran 44. Let's see. Went out, hated the car, came back out. Did a long run. Yeah, look, Kligerman's running long runs as well. So I guess I should write this down. Because I guess and this isn't like, oh, I'm locking in Creed or Kligerman or anything, but if GMS is running long runs, long runs, that means they're like actually taking this serious. They got guys who are somewhat competent here. Well, let's see, where else are we? What else? What other guys are running long here? Let's look at the KBM trucks, because that'll be interesting. I don't think the KBM trucks are out there a lot. I think they were kind of struggling. Truex is all over the place. He can get the hammer down. I cannot for the life of me remember who the hell is in a KBM truck. Hunter, Smith, Truex. I think that's about it, right? So Hunter and Smith. Oh, I see you, Dale. All right, let's see. Where's Hunter at? Let's see, did a 10-lap run there. Did another 10-lap run. That yellow, that crashed there. It stayed out on the track. Ran a long run to end the day there. So let's say, actually, oh, this is genius. Another thing we can do. So if everybody who was on that track when these 4 laps went, we can really look and see how people are doing. I might have to zoom this out. I'll zoom back in a second. Hold on. So like, for example, Snyder and Zane Smith were literally on the same lap when this happened here. So coming out of that, you had Smith slightly faster than Smith. Yeah, Smith slightly faster than Snyder. John Hunter slightly faster than Zane Smith coming out of this little 4-lap run. I don't know if you heard this, Pierce, but I determined that this is when either JR wrecked or whatever happened here. Because everybody who was on the track when that happened, they all have like this 4-lap part where it was like under yellow. So I wish I could. Let's see. So we're looking for about 84 twos to get rid of John Hunter. 84 twos. Ryan Truex does not have that. Enfinger was fast, which I've also determined. Okay, so Enfinger was pretty quick after the track got worked in as well. So you had Enfinger running a bit faster than John Hunter Nemechek. So I'll move that back to Grant Enfinger, so he'll be my new fastest guy. Let me zoom this back in so you guys can see. Oops. So we're looking for somebody running 84 7s, 84 5s after this little 4-lap instant there. 84 2s. Stuart Friesen is actually really off compared to that. He's running 84 3s and 7s as well. Actually, maybe a bit faster. No, I'd argue Enfinger was a bit faster. Comparing that to Friesen. If this is boring, let me know. And I'll go back to ranting about tire wear. Let's see who else was on the track at that point. Creed. So Creed is fast. Creed is actually the first one at 84.9. Broadcast was talking to Yeah, I agree. I think Newman's going to run well in this race as well. But he ran very few laps. So Creed, GMS is looking really good, actually. This is really interesting. So GMS is looking like the fastest guys here. Derek Kraus, let's see. I don't know if this is the same 4 laps because he does have a fast lap there. Let's see. And finger still there. Already looked at Snyder. I've already looked at them. Looking for 4 laps. Okay, so Austin Hill. If you compare, let me go back to Creed. Sorry, I'm bouncing all around. So Creed, his fastest right after that little skirmish here or whatever happened. Actually, I'm on the wrong one. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're there. Okay. So Creed's fast is 84.9. Austin Hill out of that little thing, 84.3. So Creed is still quicker there. I'm gonna say Briscoe was on there because that's 3 laps together, very similar. So Briscoe's at 85. He's still running 85s. He's 30 laps into this run, or 30 laps in. Briscoe's fast too. Where's Creed's average? Yeah, Briscoe's fast too. So in general, looking at it, I'd probably rank it Briscoe and then Creed, Smith, probably Enfinger 4 late in the practice session there, once the track really got worked in. Let's see, rewatch practice, Moffat aggressive. Yeah, Moffat was all over the freaking place. He was all over. Oh my god, I've been live for 47 minutes. And we're going to be for 3 hours again. Let's see here. Are you watching practice 1 or practice 2, Pierce? Because practice 1 is useless. I would really not watch practice 1 again. That's what I would do. Well, you're probably watching on 4X anyway, so it doesn't matter. Harvick in that run. Harvick was... I don't think Harvick was on the track in that run late in the session. The best we have to look at Harvick late there is his, 85. Like, that has to be way early because he's consistently hitting 85s. Whereas the guys who were really quick late in that... I'll use Creed as an example because I know Creed was fast. If I can find that moron. Like, Creed, really late in his runs, he's at the very low 84s. And so I don't think that's an accurate representation of how Harvick was when that track wore out, because he was still running, 85s, and compare that, say, 85.8. 85.8 last time. Creed ran that. He was in the 85s on lap 17 and early in the race, early in the session. So let's see, did Harvick pit here? He may have pitted there. I can't tell when he ran these. This has to be within the first probably 20 minutes of that. Okay, cool. Yeah, practice 2 is what I'm really focusing on for the truck if I had to do anything. Anybody else got any questions or anybody else you want me to look at here? Marlar's looking pretty good in the hill truck as well. He's running a lot of laps. Let's see. How many laps did he run the first practice session? That's looking a lot like wholesale adjustments for Mike. Because out of the gate, Mike was strong in the first practice when it was fast. Pitted right off the bat. Obviously didn't like what he had. Came back out, didn't run that many laps. Went back into pit road. So Mike really didn't like the first practice session. Second one, did 12 laps. Went back out. I bet you Mike was on the track when that wreck happened. He was not. Got my hopes up. Mike did some long runs. Don't know how fast they are, but at least he's comfortable. At least he's all right. Let's look at Deegan. Really, I know a lot of people are gonna be talking up Deegan. She is too cheap at her price. But there's a chance that if that track goes away to where it's really bad in the truck race, I don't know if she can really get it done without wrecking the field. Let's see. They're just warming the track up. Sam, let's see. Place differential. We're trying to play drivers who stay on the track and finish the race. I'm gonna assume. I'm really gonna approach this as a plate track. Maybe not exactly stacking all 6 guys from the back. As I said in my video, I think a 4-2 is really gonna do it. I don't know. Like we'll know from obviously we have. I think the Larson situation for the Cup Series is interesting. Seeing where he starts. But for the Truck Series, since it's based on passing points, whoever has the most passing points from the heats starts first. And so that might not necessarily be the fastest car. That could be someone who starts near the rear of his heat, and that heat just happens to wreck, or he happens to get like a good restart, passes 5 cars or 6 cars, and he doesn't necessarily have the best long run speed. But he just happens to start up front. What's her numbers from... We had about a 5-mile-per-hour fall off, I think, from the first practice session to the second. Yeah, so she's at, she's running close to 92 across the line, and in practice 2, she's nearly 10 seconds or 10 mile per hour slower. So it was a huge fall off for her. Let's see. And she's actually really well. This is really late, man. But she's slow. She's really slow. She's 50 laps in. So if you compare Haley Deegan's, 84.4, 84.2 to Creed's, 84.9, 84. I mean, this Creed is late in the practice session, still running quick lap times. So that might be a situation to where I think Haley Deegan is going to be really good at the start of the race, and once that track goes away, I don't think Haley Deegan's going to be as quick as she could be, or as good. And for those listening, that doesn't mean I'm not playing Haley Deegan now, but I think she's going to struggle as the race changes, because she was really fast at the start of the practice sessions. She did well on the tacky surface, and she really lost speed there. Let's see. Let's see. Who else are we looking at? I can draw it one. Can you? Yeah, go ahead and do that. If you can post that. Yeah, do the times, because I hate looking at mile per hour. I'm not good enough to realize that. I struggle putting mile per hour in a time, like, what are these, like 18-second laps? So I'd rather see if I can find who's losing 0.2 versus, half a mile per hour. Let's see. Any chance NASCAR adds water between stages? I don't think. I mean, I don't know what the heck they're doing. I assume you just topped in here, Jordan. Well, I guess you talked about Harvick earlier. I mean, I don't know, not times. What do you mean? Oh, the exact time, like in the session. Oh, that'd be awesome if you could do that, Pierce. That's the only way it's really going to be useful. I mean, it is. You know what I mean. Let's see. What was I going to say, Joey? Yeah, I don't know what they're doing exactly because the track is so dry, man. It is so dry. It's a dust storm. It's really bad. It's really bad. Did I just break my keyboard? No, I'm so dumb. Yeah, because let's see. I'll let you do that, and we can come back and look at the truck stuff. Let's go ahead and I guess I can move to cup. Hold on. Look at cup, and then when you get that done, I'll look back and I click trucks again, of course. So let's look at the cup laps. Why he does that? First practice. Do I? Let's see how many laps they ran. That's about all I care about in the first practice session. A lot of guys running the 40s. McDowell. I don't know. Suarez trying. Chase Elliott trying. That's really about it for practice number 1. Practice 2 is where I think the real meat and potatoes are going to be. So let's see. Is Larson going to the back? If he changes that motor, he will start the back of the heat, which I think he was already starting the back of the heat, or maybe that's for the truck. And then he'll start tail end for Sunday's race. But I don't know if he's going to race hard in that heat race. Like if he passes, let's just say for example, he finishes first in the heat, he'll get those passing points, and that could, let's say, put him starting 13th for Sunday's race, but he goes to the back, so he'll be scored from 13th, and he'll start 40th. But I don't know. Pierce brought up a point of like, why try if you're Larson? Just run last in the heat. It doesn't really matter. If that's the case, I'm just gonna really hate my life with Larson starting dead last. That would really piss me off. I would be really really angry with that, because then that changes the whole course of lineup construction. As if Larson starts dead last, that's really gonna suck. Or back 30s. Oh yeah, and I mean the overheating issues is from all the dust. It's not the dirt being caught up on that that mesh that they have in front of the grill. It's the air filter. All the air being taken in. It's you. I forgot what exactly they're running for an air filter, but as the dust gets packed in there, it makes it harder for the air to get to the motor, and or the air to get to the engine. That's why we saw so many overheating issues, and that's another, like, hello, everybody knew that should have. Thanks for hanging out, Sam. I appreciate it. Like, hello, everybody should have known that was what was going to happen. We're just looking for drivers who can improve on the long run over these races. Yeah, yeah. Um, so I mean, if it rains and anything like that, it's going to really change the track. That's when you can throw yet again a lot of this data away. Let's look at the cup stuff real quick. So let's just see. Larson is making extremely long runs. What the heck? Did Larson just run one run in the final practice? He may have. Let's see where Kyle ran on the first one. So Kyle, let's see here. Ran 10 laps pitted, ran 5 laps pitted, came back out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did run. It was him and Cody Ware. I remember that. Cody Ware. I remember they said Cody Ware ran long laps as well. That was okay. We found that out to be untrue really quick. Was it this one? Well, yeah, okay, it was the first practice session. So yeah, Cody Ware and Larson ran longest runs the first practice session I was thinking about. But it looks like Larson ran one run here. Let's see. Daniel, I don't think I did. I could be wrong. Maybe I just got caught up in this information. I don't think I did. Yeah, Larson just ran one long run in second practice, which, you know, he had an overheating issue. Oh God, I hate looking at this stuff, man. This stuff is so useless in this race. Bowman having a lot of issues. Bowman pitted 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Bowman went in the pits 5 times in the final practice. Let's see. Yeah, I think Larson's towards the rear in his heat. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out tomorrow. I can't. I'm not gonna lose my mind over Larson starting dead last. Let's see what good old Brandon McReynolds did with Chastain. He pits one time at 13, pits again 10 laps later, pits again, pits again, pits again. So we're seeing, most guys pitted. Most, I would say, guys who aren't happy with their car probably did 4 stints on the track. Truex ran a lot of laps. I think he only pitted twice, 3 times. Let's see here. Larson starts. Is that for the Cup or the Truck Series, Andrew? Suarez. Okay, well, let's look at Suarez because I know he ran a lot of laps in the first practice. Didn't run a whole lot in second practice. Suarez, I think, ran the most in first practice. Elliott Suarez. That's interesting. Why would Suarez? Maybe they were checking tires because practice 2 seemed like the one to do the most amount of laps. He starts second. Oh man. Well, yeah. So he'll go. So Larson will just go from second. He'll start last in that heat. It depends on what he does, man. If God, dude, he might end up starting last. He might end up starting last for Sundays, and that's really gonna suck. Then it'll just turn into Larson or no Larson. Let's talk about the race a little bit. It's gonna be one groove. They're not gonna get that outside working unless it just pours rain on the track. But it's gonna be a bottom lane track, man. That's all it is. It's a bottom lane track. You're gonna have to move guys out of the way, and that's how it is. All right, let's go back to the truck. So let's go look around here. This will be the real. Let's see here. And forgive me, everyone. I've never looked at this before. Oh, okay. I like this. This is really useful. So what is this, in seconds? I would imagine so. It has to be in seconds. So we can now pinpoint. This stuff just confused. Do we have multiple heats instead of one race? Okay. So Wes, the qualifying. Let's change it. So the duels at Daytona are run on Thursday. The Daytona 500 is ran on Sunday. The duels for this weekend are ran tomorrow, and then the 500 is ran on Sunday. So that's basically how you can look. Let's see here. So who are we? We were looking at Creed. What is this sorted by? Name, I would assume. Has to be. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see where we can line. I don't know for sure yet. The rain late. I would love it to rain. I would just love. It needs to rain on that track. I would not mind a race on Sunday. Yeah. Oh, cool. Your color core. Okay. That's gonna work out well. Car number. Okay. All right. We can work with that. Oh boy. We're really in the weeds looking at practice data here. All right, so let me try it. Let me use last lap 71. Let me just look here. 71. Okay. We got lap times here. All right. So we need to figure out what instant this was. Okay, so let's go and look here. Pick somebody I know. It's probably Snyder. Where's Snyder at? I know Snyder was on the track. Snyder and Smith. So this was on his lap 26. So Snyder lap 26 was session time 4. So we're looking at the 1400s. And so anything after 1400 would probably be useful. I don't know if you can do that from where you're at, but anything after session time in the 1400s, that would be really useful. So for example, yeah, everything here, that's useful. Raphael Sard, as I said, he was running late. That's useful. Yeah. So I would, I don't know, because I don't know how to do it on your end, but yeah, 1400 is, yeah, 14 times, yeah, session time 1400. So that anything after that is useful. That's what I would base a lot of my stuff on. How many laps did he do after that? Yeah, so that's 24, 43 seconds in minutes. So so that's 40 minutes. Is that how long practice session was? 40 minutes? No, it was 50. Let me look. NASCAR practice session. Actually, NASCAR weekend schedule. Yeah, sorry I'm so quiet. Can anybody tell me how long the first practice session was? Or the second session for the truck series was? Why is this stuff so hard to find? Like, I have to just go through different links on NBC. Oh my lord, let's see here. So practice number 2 was, it was 50 minutes. So 1400s, what was that? So anything after 23 minutes in practice session 1 is what I would look at. So that's nice. Refresh this. Oh, sweet. Hey, there you go. That's perfect. That's perfect. So this is the data I would look at if you want to see how people are fast in terms of where the track was. So let's say, for example, we can see right here. This is awesome. This is actually This is impressive. If you let me look at practice number 2 for the Cup Series, and I could probably tell you what time to do that for as well. That was 50 minutes as well. I'd probably do, because everybody was on the track for the Cup Series. Practice 2. Yeah, I would probably do probably 1400 again for the Cup Series final practice. I know that'll probably be in the middle of some runs, but was there a yellow in that? I'm pretty sure there was. Can I see what lap that was? Too late. Let me see. Larson should tell if he was on the track the whole race. Actually, no, he wasn't on the track. Elliott should tell us if when there was a yellow. No, he doesn't do that either. Let me pivot table it. 14 today, yeah. I would maybe do, what was that? That's 22. Let me see. 1200 seconds. $1,300. What is that? Yeah, I do 1400 again for the Cup Series. That's what I would do. If we're gonna look at that. Is there any news on the tire wear from Bob Pockris? Let's see. That, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do. They have to let him pit for tires in the middle of the stages then, because those tires aren't gonna last if they're getting that close. Um, the flat spot in the tires in like 30 laps, especially in the final stage, dude, they're gonna run those tires raw. It's not gonna be at all. National Weather Service, 70% chance of rain Saturday, 50% late afternoon, and 90% chance rain on Sunday, 60 afternoon, 15 night. It looks like we're gonna go night racing, which would be really good for people who were good in the beginning of practice for the truck series. That might help Haley Deegan out. If it does rain and they run these races, oh man, they might not run the heats. That's gonna suck. This is gonna be a mess. Tomorrow, this weekend sucks, man. We got so much stuff going on. What are we looking at now? Oh yeah. Oh okay. Interesting. Yeah, this is nice. Oh my god, it's even lined up too. Interesting. Wait a minute. 25, 26. Cool. Very cool. Very, very cool. Would you be able to, so like, this is obviously that yellow that I was talking about, and then this is that yellow too. Are you able to move these numbers all the way to the left? You might have to make another tab. I don't know, and I don't know if it's worth doing that. But if you could move everything back, does it separate here? You might be able to see. I don't know if that'll actually help though. A lot of people pit it after that. Disregard that. Hmm. Very interesting. God, I got so many dumbass people messaging me that don't even follow me. That is ridiculous. Where's this one? Oh, okay, series. This will be interesting to look at. This might actually be useful. Although if it rains, it won't be useful. It'll suck. It'll be rough. Let's see. It's based on individual. That's what I figured. What I figured. Yeah, and I don't want it to be too confusing. I think people can get the gist of it. Yeah. Let's see. Which one are you on? This one? Here, I'll watch you. Man, that track is looking rough. It is so dry. That's crazy. That dust is going to be an issue. Like they're going to overheat their cars if it's like that for 250 laps. Like our cars would overheat, you know, in those types of situations after like 30 or 25. I can't imagine running 250 with like that. I mean, there has to be wholesale. We need that rain, really. NASCAR needs that rain. Otherwise, it's going to be a really rough showing. Really rough showing. Look at that. There. Retweet this thing in case anybody wants to ask me any other questions. There. Alright, I'll come back to that. Let me look through here. Good. 24-4. 21-4. 21-5. 21-4. Ben Rhodes kept consistent time. Like everybody was running 21-4s. Did you get that? Oh man, I like this. I don't know if other people will. Holy Christ, that's so long. Oh man, I like that, but I don't know if other people will. That'd be crazy. That's every. Huh. That's really interesting there. Let's see. Hmm. So, oh, that's every. So if that's every second, interesting. That's fascinating. That's really cool. Let's see. What else? What else? Anything else you guys want me to talk about or look at or do anything really? Because I don't really know what else I can really jump into. Yeah, I mean, I guess let me look at Cup Series more, but if that race is that, because I mean, you can't use practice one because a lot of guys they weren't sure on how the cars would act. Then they pit and track slowed down, and then this data will be useful for like late races, I guess. But if it really rains hard on that track, and God willing, it actually soaks into the track and doesn't just work its way down the surface, then this stuff really wouldn't matter. So that's rough. Hello, AD. I'll try and give you those picks tomorrow. Best of my ability. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we've already talked about that. We're not necessarily looking at the 10 lap averages because most of those happened early in the. What are we looking for tomorrow's heat races? I'm looking for people who can pass. I'm mainly paying attention to the track. If we have heat races and it rains early in the day, if depending how, man, it's a lot of heat races too. If you're looking at the track, and we do have heat races, probably the last two Cup Series heats, because that's going to be really close to what the Truck Series should start, unless they work it in again. And even if they do, if it doesn't rain again, it should stay around the same as the last heat race. So towards the last heat races for the Cup Series, I personally think that the bottom line is going to be dominant in this race, just like Old Bristol. And I don't think the outside line is going to really do anything other than just have a car there. But if we see in those heat races that the outside lane has a cushion or it has some grip or anything of that nature, then see the drivers that run the outside line. If they're making a whole lot of progress in that outside lane, then I would be confident that they would replicate that in the race. However, I think that is very unlikely. So yeah, a lot of unknowns, man. A lot of unknowns. Here. Hmm. All right, let's look. Unlike the Truck Series teams, a lot of the Cup Series guys they're running long laps, like 15, 20 lap. So it's not necessarily as easy to, break down the Cup guys. Let's see. I think all the dirt ringers are in easy fade this week. I don't think a dirt guy wins the race Sunday, and I I don't know if I'm gonna fade him based on the track conditions. If I'm gonna fade dirt guys, for the Cup Series, I'm making 20 lineups. I know that for sure. For the Truck Series, since I got a time constraint, I don't know how many I'm gonna end up there. But for the Cup Series, I'll probably have half the lineups completely fading dirt guys, both playing place differential, and then just playing guys I think can win the race or finish top 15. Mainly because of their ownership. Because everybody's looking at Eldora, everybody's looking at all the dirt races that these guys ran last year or just in their history, and in different cars. And Joey Logano himself said that these cars are easier to drive for him as someone who doesn't have experience on dirt than the heavier cars. So if that's the case, the whole dirt background and history, I don't think that really holds water very well, especially hearing that from Logano, a guy who is a newbie when it comes to dirt in both cars. Just hearing that this is easier to control, I think that helps out a lot of guys who don't have dirt experience. So I think the field is pretty even. Man, I think we're gonna have wrecks tomorrow. I really do. Maybe not the heat races per se. Here we are. Oh, this will be nice. This will be real good. Let's see. Rick ran a lot of laps. See, Larson, I mean, he had those overheating issues before we even got to the good part of the racetrack. Although Larson was just on the bottom of the track the whole time. Like, Larson knows what he's doing. Larson is just showing me that the inside line is where you need to be. A lot of Corey LaJoy ran a lot of laps after that 1400 mark that I'm looking at, basically halfway through practice. Reddick ran a lot. Reddick was trying to get that fast line or the high line going, and there's just nothing there, man. Just dirt. It's just dust. Yeah, no grip and dust. Nothing at all. It's just a sand bowl. Hamlin ran a lot of laps. That's good to see. Let's see. Keselowski burned off the right rear, concern for all drivers. Nope, that's a concern for all drivers. I've already talked about that. I already talked about that. But it is something it's something to worry about. But I mean, I can't control that. I can't control what Goodyear does or what NASCAR does to the track. But I already talked about that earlier in this video. Why nobody was prepared for that is beyond me, because that's what was expected. Yeah, I would be. I'm worried. I mean, not worried, but people are going to overheat tomorrow if it's or people are going to overheat this weekend if it's dusty like it was at the end of practice, because that's just not good for the motors and the air intake system and all that, and the tires. If the track, like, why race on a dirt track if you're I hate that. I don't get that logic at all. They're like, we're trying to darken this racetrack out. We're trying to flat it out. Okay, just run asphalt then. Just go run Atlanta. Just what are we doing, man? We're sorry about that noise. That's just dumb, man. It's really dumb. But yeah, if that last stage specifically, if that track is looking rough at the last stage, we're gonna have guys blow tires. And NASCAR is either going, oh, Bubba ran good portion. That's good to see. That's good to see. So he's running 21.6s. 21.6s. I want to see that there. So that's about 84s. But it really dropped off. That's like 83s. He's deep in a run too. Seems like Joe Gibbs is doing the same thing as GMS. It seems like Hendrick, Joe Gibbs right now are the guys running the longest runs in practice. Yeah, William Byron again. I think Mike McDowell ran a lot. Not as much as I thought, though. Interesting. Front Row Motorsports is too. Seems like a lot of guys got out on the track late, which is good. Wonder if I can make my own thing really quick. See, we need a new sheet, and I'm going to see if I can log this in a way that I want to view it in. So I'm wanting, what is that? What is 2400? So that's 40 minutes in. That's last 10 minutes of practice. So let me look. See, it's by car number. Why was Quinn Hoff just gave up? Quinn didn't even run late in the race, or late in the practice. That's stupid. How would I set that up then? We'll do 24. I'm gonna find anything after 24. And paste there. It's gonna be a long thing. Kurt Busch. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'll do 24. That's what I was doing. Okay, 24. All right, so Keselowski on that. $24. Let's run that. Harvick didn't run late. That's unfortunate. He didn't run late. Get it there. Ryan Newman. Check other tab. Let's see. Session 2. What is it? 2B? Where are you at? Oh, 2B 1400. Yeah, that's it. This is what I'm doing. Because this is what I really want to see. So I can, it's probably, I can kind of see where everybody's running here when I'm looking at lap times after the 40-minute mark, which is 2400. So anything after that is last 10 minutes of practice. And so I'm getting together, Kurt, so like, 25-2. He's running 27 or 21, 20.7s. And then Keselowski's doing 21.3. And I mean, this might be different because they're running the high side or whatnot. This is a bit later. That's not very accurate there. Who the hell is this? Oh man, I missed that. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. When I get that done, I'll put it on the screen and see if I can decipher anything useful there. Just past Austin Dillon. Kevin, oh yeah, so Kevin Harvick didn't run one. Larson didn't run late. Ryan Newman, No Neck Newman. That's who that was. Let's see here. Mm, 24. Joy didn't get there. I'll count Reddick. Elliott did a long run there. That's good. Sorry, this is very boring for the 3 of you guys listening. Let me run that there. So, yellow. All right, let's continue on. So we got Chase, we got Eric Almirola. It seems to me that everybody who ran, this late in the practice session actually gave a crap. about preparing their car for the late run, because that's probably the best racetrack we have to look at in terms of speed. Of course, Blaney ran a crap ton. Briscoe ran late. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm just taking the names. Ah, crap. Jeez Louise, buddy boy. I'm an idiot. Hamlin. This is Ryan Blaine. Ryan Bland. Briscoe. And that's Busher. See there. Not boring. I sure hope not, man. I mean, I got people watching. I do appreciate you guys being here. I'm basically just trying to get practice data over here. Let's see. Kyle. Oh, yeah, I had done it. Okay, let's see. So Kyle Busch. Truex, I just can't use that because that's not close enough to my 40-minute. Okay, we're almost done to where I can probably look at this in a way that isn't, in a way that might be easier to read or talk about. Wow, Logano ran a ton late in that. That's great. Logano, man. Logano is really paying attention. That's interesting. Wallace, too. Right now, Logano and Bubba Wallace have ran the most laps during the part of the track that I would want to run laps in. Byron, too. Byron ran a lot there, too. Let's see, let me get there. Get this here. Get that. Races there. Lano, not squared away. Oh my god, how many more guys do I have? Almost done here. Then I can bring it up on the screen. And then when I'm done with this, I'm going to look through who ran the fastest time in this area, because this is a fast time that I want to know and I'm very curious about. Damn it, Jones. Yeah, that one doesn't count. He's here. Yeah, I think this right here is really gonna, I think this might actually be really useful data. This might be the only useful thing I've found here. That's gross. That's useless. That's pretty useless, Bowman. Why even go out there if you're going to be useless? Bowman the Showman. The Showman Bowman. Alright, let's get that there. Alright, we're in the 50s now. Cody Ware didn't do anything. JJ Yaley didn't do anything. Can't really count that. Mike Marlar. Mike Marlar is taking this serious. He's running a crap ton of laps. He is running a lot of laps here. Friesen didn't run when I want him to. Notice, I mean, everybody who took this stuff seriously ran laps in the last 10 minutes of practice. Oh, I guess Ty Dillon got back out there. I didn't know he got back out there after he destroyed his car. So okay. Oh my God, we're done. For a sake, I'll give him these 3. Okay, let me get this on the screen. Let's bring up this here. So how many people are still here? 25, 2,400 data. Nice. So you got that in. I went ahead and I'll zoom back in, but I just want to show you what I did here. So I took everybody's laps that they ran in the last 10 minutes of practice. So I got Keselowski, you know, I got everybody who ran laps in the last 10 minutes. And not everybody ran laps in the last 10 minutes. If they ran it before the last 10 minutes of practice, I did not count them. So now let's go and look at lap times. Here, God help me if I cannot figure out which lap time is faster. This will be another time-consuming thing, but this will be interesting to look at. And you can also see how many, like you can see what lap. Obviously, I just took this from Pierce's sheet. But the reason I put it here is so I can visualize instantly what these guys ran and the point of the practice that I want to see where guys ran, or like last 10 minutes of practice, and I can see how many laps they did, like what lap were they on in that. So before this, Keselowski had already ran 57 laps before the last 10 minutes of practice started, and these are the lap times. And this could be in a run, this could be, you know, they just came out of pit and ran in the last 10 laps. Whatever the case is, I want to see the fastest lap of each of these drivers in this 10 minutes, and I think that'll actually be really telling. So this will take another 20 minutes, but you can join me on this thing. I got the video back up so I can answer questions or anything. If you guys are curious about anything, this might be the only thing worth actually digging into. All right, so let's see, we get it 21-2. We'll highlight. What do you guys want to use? We'll use not that, because you can't read that. Can you read the pink here? Should be able to. That's what I use on my video. Let me just make sure. That does not show up very well on YouTube. We're going to bold it, actually. That's what we'll do. That doesn't help either. That doesn't help either. That's really useless. We'll just use yellow. I know I already have yellow here, but... Okay, so 22, let's see, 20, 27. One. That's a bit later in the practice. Now, see, this is interesting because we don't know what line he ran. But he must be running good times there, so we need bold, italicized. It's like I've never worked with a spreadsheet before. Let's see, any other questions here? No questions yet. Should make that one there. I need to change this color because this yellow is going to drive me crazy. Hold on. Red. Red. Big red. And red again. Okay. Let's head back to our duty. Oops. Head back to our thing here. Alright. Let's see. So it's going to be that one, that one, that one. 26-7, 26-6-6-6-6-6-6-6-6-6. So many sixes here. So it's that one. If I don't catch one, I'm sure you guys will let me know. There we go. Thank you for being there, chat, because I'm a moron. At 21.5, man, it dropped off really quick. That track dropped off a lot of speed in the last 10 minutes too. I think that's as far as that goes there. All right, so let's see. Eric Amarola, 29.6. Did he get new tires for this? That's interesting. Well, we're gonna count that. I probably need to. All right, let's go here. I got Ryan Blaney. As you can tell, I forgot their names, so I just wrote it right there. Let's see. 21.6, 6.3. Wow, dude, this track slowed like crazy in the last 10 laps. That is insane. Or last 10 minutes. That's great. That is crazy. All right, let's see. Briscoe here. Let's see. Add sheet lineups on times. What is this? Oh, perfect. That's good too. Oh, that's really good. That'll be really useful. I do want to finish this to see who ran fastest here. Busher was the first 21s that I'm really running into here. See, 21.2, 21.25, 21.14, probably this one here. It's this one here. Well, 8.9, that'll be that one there. Right after 20 minutes, but it will. I got one more, two more. Got two more rows. Twenty-one, 6-1, 21, 6-1. Oh, that's before the 24. It's my bad. Didn't mean to include the 23s. That'd be this one right here, that one right there. Let's see, it's 21.3, 21.1, 21. So it's this one here, that 21.12. Oh man, I'm so hungry. Let's see here. This really puts it in perspective of who ran these laps, which is pretty cool. It's 21.623. Let me just make sure. 26. Okay, I think I got one more, right? Yeah, okay, so we're almost, nope. I just told myself how many we have left. And I still didn't do it. Let's see, 21, let's see, 26, 29, 25. There we go there. Is that 21.0? Yeah, it's that one. Let's see. I think that's on a new tire. But that's what we have to work with. 131. All right, we're almost done here. Almost to the final thing to look at. Man, 25 of you guys still have this open in the tab. I can't believe that. Let's see here. I'm mainly continuing with this because I'm already committed at this point to looking at these dang freaking laps from practice. Is that it? Yeah, that's Suarez. Okay, all right. So let's get another one over here. Let's get another sheet. And let's rank these puppies. Did I not do Kurt Busch? Of course I didn't do Kurt Busch. Thought I was done. All right, let's see. 7, 6, 6, 2, 7. There we go. All right. So I'm just going to copy this because this will be a lot easier than doing that. I'm going to do that because that'll be easier. And I'm mainly just looking for... And I'll probably delete these two and just look at their lap times when I get all this here. Any questions? Come on, guys. You gotta save me from going insane. I've been talking to myself for an hour. Hour and a half. Over an hour and a half. I'm nearly 2 hours into this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Bowman number 1. Yeah. You already get there. You already beat me to it. Bet you did. Those Hendrick cars, man. Hendrick's looking really good. I know. I know. I'm already committed, man. I'm already here. I'm already here. But I do want to see this for my own personal thing. Oh, well, of course, yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, yeah, of course, Bowman's number one. He only ran 4 laps. I'm looking for. I wonder if he's got to be on a new set of tires, right? Yeah, he's got to be. This is a good. It's really good. I like that. Blaney right there. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, those Hendrick cars are for real. Chris Moosh. Kyle Busch. All right, Christopher Bell. Come on, man. Let's get through this, Brandon. Taking forever. Oh yeah, man. I'm taking. I'm going out of town following this weekend because we got a week off. So I'm gonna go visit my parents. And I don't. I mean, I don't do much. I know Pierce. He probably already has his Martinsville stuff done. I haven't looked. Um, my stuff's pretty easy to do. It only takes me. I think to get all my videos ready, or to get the sheet that you see in my videos, probably an hour and a half, hour 45, maybe a bit less than that. Probably maybe about an hour. But it's gotten easier over time now that I know what I'm looking for. I'm telling you, man, I swear to God, if we're gonna have Byron Chalk, it's gonna be to do that damn iRacing. How, man, yeah, that iRacing is so realistic, man. They're just wall riding in the game, and you can't get off. You can't get off the bottom in real life. How realistic is that? Okay, we're at Stenhouse, 24, 23 drivers in. All right, 20 more to go. Alex Bowman. Alec Bowman, the showman. Bowman. I think I'll keep the lap that they ran. I'll delete the the in session thing when I get this done. People need to give Pierce some money for rewatching those races, because Lord knows I do not want to do that. Oh, we're done. Okay, all right. All right, here we are. Get rid of this one. Delete that. All right, let's sort. All right, so here we are. Probably need. Let me do. Here. Oh, you don't have the grid. I was gonna steal that. Should start. Oops. Should start. Getting there. What the hell am I doing? Hold on. One more on. Let's copy that. Let's just put you there. All right, so let's see. Looking at final practice for the Cup Series race. Fastest lap kind of varies whenever when they did in the span of the last 15 minutes, but this is who had the fastest lap. So obviously Bowman didn't run a whole lot of laps. Chase Elliott, Suarez, Alfredo, Almirola, Byron, Kurt, Blaney, Briscoe. I'm sorry, I'm just reading out loud. I'm telling it to myself as well. Shane. Interesting. Hold on. I gotta look at Shane real quick. What the hell is Shane doing in this race? Shane is popping up. What the heck is this crap? How many laps did he run? 48. Where you at, Shane? Interesting. All right, Shane, where you at, buddy? Who the hell is he driving for this week? Is it Rick Ware? Shane popped off. Let's see. I don't remember. He's in the 78. It's the BJ McLeod car. I forgot. Oh my god. Oh my god. A BJ McLeod car is in the top 20 in times. That's crazy. Oh my god. All right. Well, oh my god. I'll really pay attention to him in his heat because that's dude. Oh my god. That's insane. That's crazy. That's crazy. Shane is 16th quickest in the last 10 minutes there. Do I? Yeah, I have everybody. What the hell? Oh, it was only 29. I forgot. Only 29 guys ran a time in the last 10 minutes. But I think that is pretty. I think that's very telling. Mike is running pretty poor. Ran a lot of laps. Maybe that's why they're running so many laps, just because they can't find speed in that car. Kyle Busch, pretty slow. Wallace is slow. Newman's slow in the slick. That's interesting. Is Shane really the only underfunded guy who? It's crazy. That's insane. So 20. Let's compare that with all the other garbage punts. What is it? 29. They didn't run there. I want to see where this is here. Let me think. What's his name? So Shane is slightly slower than Quinn Hoff at the very beginning of practice. What is it? 29. 20.9. Let's get there, buddy boy. Come on. Shane is fast right with Chris Windom. Time-wise, and Chris ran those laps at the very start of the session. That's okay. That's good to see. So it's good to see that he's faster. So far, right now, we have Shane faster than Quinn and Chris. I know they both ran faster laps at the start of practice, but that's not really a surprise. Cody Ware, 29. Cody Ware ran one lap faster than Shane, and that was at the very beginning of practice. So Shane's faster than him. Yaley is consistently quicker. I don't think he ran late into. Hold on a minute. Where's Shane at? I gotta look at Shane again. So how many laps did Shane run there? Because Shane is interesting. Very, very interesting. So Shane is looking better than maybe JJ right now. It might be the equipment. It really it's the equipment. It really BJ McLeod really does have that good of equipment. Like it really is the best underfunded team. I mean, Mike can't get anywhere close to that. What? This is roughly probably 41, 42 minutes in. That's crazy. He might be on new tires there, but he's still running 9s. 29s. 8.9s. Oh, he's faster than Friesen. They gotta be on new tires. There's no way they're not on new tires. Are they on new tires? I gotta look into Live Fast Motorsports because I need to know if he's on new tires or not. I don't know. No, there's no way. They didn't throw tires on last 10 minutes, man. There's no way. No way. Okay, so Shane is looking better than him. He's right on par with Ty Dillon. Ty's run those early in the session. Wow. Shane is a contender, man. I'm dead serious. I mean, wow. No, oh yeah, they have Roush Motors. That's where they're buying him. But dude, Shane is in contention, man. I'm not pulling your leg. I don't expect him to win the race, but Shane can ran. He could run top 20 and finish probably 18th, 19th in the race if it gets real crazy. Although if he's racing fast and trying to get through the field, he might be in that wreck. New tires. That's like I know. Yeah, they can't. Yeah, so Shane ran those in old tires. Oh my God, the Live Fast car is living. That's crazy. Okay, so it took me 2 hours. At least I learned that hey, the Live Fast car might be real yet again at the dirt track. Wow. That's really interesting. Who's struggling here? Kyle Busch is horrible. So that would point to me like if which I think the track will get there Sunday at some point to being really dry and horrible. Kyle Busch is a place you might not want to go because Kyle is looking slow in the area of part of the track that I really want to look at. He's pretty darn slow. Yeah, Shane is there, man. That is insane. See who else? What other take? Hendrick's looking fast, man. Hendrick is fast. Might be the week to get back on. Oh, Cole Custer's 21st. Harvick didn't run. Eric Almirola is looking all right. Well, let's put it in retrospect. I mean, Bowman was 4/10 faster than anybody else in the session, so something's up there. Because he only ran the one lap. Everybody else is in the 5s. So these guys are in the 5s. These guys are in the 6. Top 10 team, top 9 are within 2/10 of each other. Probably within, I'd say a 10th and a half. 10th. There's really a drop off between 10th and where Shane is. That's about 3/10. See. So from what looking at this, there's probably going to be maybe 4 to 6 guys who are going to run really fast in the Sunday race. And then you're going to have another group of drivers, probably, 7th to 17th at any point in the race, running similar lap once everything shakes out. 7th to 16th running similar lap times. And then probably 17th probably 17th to 25th running similar lap times, then I would probably assume 24th to 30th similar lap times, and so on and so forth. And so I think there'll probably be groups of drivers in very similar lap times. So lap traffic is going to be big, because if so, that means lap traffic is probably going to be within packs, not on top of each other 3 wide or anything like that, but it'll be within packs. So as soon as the leader catches those cars, he's not going to have 1 or 2. He's going to have like 5 guys to pass. So that really hurts leaders' fast lap times. I'm trying to think here. So the leader is not going to have the fast laps in this race. I'm going to be, let me think about it. I'm not going to be aggressive with my laps led, but I'm going to be more precise with those. So, like, for example, probably Larson. Elliott will probably get some projected laps led. Maybe Byron again, maybe Kurt Busch, Blaney, those guys. And then I'm going to spread out fast laps throughout the entire field. So 250 fast laps, what is that? Let's see. 250, that's 113.5, no, 112. 112.5 fast lap points. That could probably concentrate on 10 drivers. Probably 8 guys concentrate 70% of the fast laps. Probably the last 30 just spread out in the field. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's see any questions. JJ, so does rain make this cup race total wreck fest? I don't think so. I think it'll make it a lot more enjoyable. I think it's gonna be wreck fest either way. I think we're gonna have instants like crazy. The heat races are gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna be crazy for the cup guys because they're not racing to get in, but the truck heat races are gonna be crazy. We'll probably see a lot of guys bouncing off each other. And I mean, this track, I think stage 3 for Sunday's race is going to be ugly. I really do, because if there's crashes and there's a lot of restarts and that track is gone, there's going to be a lot of wrecks there. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think. Look through. Let me see here. Yeah, interesting. Alright, so I've been streaming for around 2 hours. I think this is probably where I'm going to call it for this one, as I think I've found anything useful from the practice data. And I'll probably bring this up in the show Sunday, but if the track is, I think this is telling for late in the race. I think this is it's about the only thing I'd really use. Do you want me to send this to you, or so you don't have to get this here, so you can throw it in yours? If not, you don't have to. Yeah, that's interesting, man. A lot of names in here. Ross Chastain, looking all right. Let's see. KBM was really good in trucks. Yeah, I think it's GMS. I think it's GMS tomorrow. If I had to guess who wins the race, I think it's a GMS truck, or should run fast. That's what I would do. Let me think. AD, any last questions? JJJ, any last questions? Anyone else? Nick in? Glenn Turner, anybody else listening? Any other questions? Don't want to leave you guys, but I think that's about it. Let me think. Yeah, Shane, man. I mean, what is Shane on Super Draft? Let's look at that really quick. Bet you he's a 2x. Bet you Shane is a 2x multiplier. What do you want to bet? Oh my god, this contest is horrible this week. 25 bucks. That's ridiculous. What is this? We're in a recession, don't you know? Yeah, dude, Shane is 3x on Super Draft as a captain. 2x. Oh man, I might have a lot of Shane tomorrow on Super Draft or on Sunday. Was he on FanDuel? But he's like 22, 20. It's probably 2,000 on FanDuel. Look. Let me look at FanDuel. Shane is. Why is he 5,500 on FanDuel? What on earth are they thinking? What on earth is going on here? Interesting, yeah. I'm gonna. Oh my god, dude, the track is falling apart. What a joke. Let me share that on Twitter so you guys can see this track. I'm just gonna bring it up actually. Did I not call it? Man, did I not call it layers? I mean, you can see this crap just come. This is embarrassment, man. That's a horrible track. That sucks. That is ridiculous. That's crazy, man. Look at that. Track is coming apart, man. That's why we need rain. We need rain to avoid this. Well, not avoid it really, but I hate how it just flattens out, man. It's smooth, very smooth. I don't like that at all. Don't like that at all. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. We'll see you tomorrow during the heat races, and if that doesn't happen, we'll probably go live again. 5:30 our regular time in case heat races get rained out or anything like that, or if they push the start time for the race get back. I'm sure I'll update you on Twitter. But thank you guys for tuning in and chilling with me. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys.